Okay, good morning, year one. Let's have a look at what we're doing today for English, okay? So, it says on the screen, danger, keep out. And there's a picture of some strange man standing here holding a letter, and he looks like he has like a sort of necklace or something on, so he looks like he could be someone important. Let's find out who he is. Okay, danger, keep out, keep out, keep out, keep out. I wonder why it's asking us to keep out from. Where is this? What does it look like to you? Looks like it's on a beach to me. It looks like it's a cave on a beach. It's another question. What is inside the cave? I have no idea, do you? I wonder if there's any clues. Well, it's very dark in there. I know like some animals like to live in the dark, like bats and things. But look here. I see some footprints there. They don't look like bat footprints, do they? They look quite large. Obviously, bats fly around usually. Why is this cave sealed off? Well, it says keep out, keep out, keep out. Maybe there's something dangerous inside there. How do we know? Well, if I saw a sign like that, I definitely would not be going inside that cave, okay? And who has seen it? I don't know. I've only just seen it myself. Okay. The postman arrives. What is this? Dear class and teachers and children, I am writing to warn you of the dangers of visiting and playing near Cliff Cave on the main beach. A huge, ferocious bear has been seen there, and going there under any circumstances is strictly forbidden, not allowed. Do not worry, however. We have called in a team of expert cavers to investigate and look out for signs of the bear. Until you hear from us again at the town hall, please share this letter with your children and make sure they stay away from the cave. Okay? Well, I'm not going to be going to Cliffside Town anytime soon if there's a cave there with some dangerous beast inside it. And it's from, the letter says, yours sincerely, it's from Mayor Tremble. He's the mayor of Cliffside Town. He's the person who sort of rules that town and makes the laws and things there for people, okay? Okay. So this letter arrived at school this morning. It actually arrived really, really early this morning, and Steve, the caretaker, sent me a picture of it. And it's a letter. It says, what is it? Well, it's a letter. How do we know it's a letter? What's it about? Well, let's see. So the letter it has the sender's address. Now, it's from the mayor in the town hall of Cliffside Town. And it's sent on the 23rd of February 2021, so that's today. And it's to the address, Carlton House Preparatory School, 145 Menlove Avenue, Liverpool. That's our school address. Dear class teachers and children. So it's to us, and it has today's date on it. It says dear, so it's a letter, because it's a letter, they've written dear at the start of it. And it has a little introduction telling us what it's about. So it says, I am writing to you to warn you of the dangers of visiting and playing near Cliff Cave on the main beach. So it's telling us, it's warning us something. A huge ferocious bear has been seen there, and going there under any circumstances is forbidden. So it's warning us not to go there, probably to keep us safe, okay? Now it says there's a mission here for us. The mission is for who? Year one at Carlton House. What is the investigation? Investigate Cliff Cave to look for signs of a grizzly bear. Where? The main beach on Cliff Town. When? Wednesday the 24th of February. So we don't live anywhere near Cliff Town, guys, so they're probably going to send us some clues or something to look at. So that's tomorrow's date. Report to Mayor Tremble. So if we find any information, we're going to have to report to him. Let's see what our job is today, okay? So, our job is, well, we have a picture here of lots of different items that you might take with you if you were doing an investigation in a cave. So we have wellies, sun cream, hard boots, head torch, matches, a hard hat, sandals, a picnic. I suppose it depends what the weather's like. First aid kit in case there's any accidents on some jagged rocks in the cave. A birthday cake. It's a bit random. Sun hat, notebook, swimming costumes. There might be some pools to swim in inside the cave. A phone. You probably need a phone in case anything happens. The phone in emergency. Phone the police. or phone the fire service to save you. A map and a rope. A rope could come in useful in the cave as well. And it says here, this is our job. You must plan what you and the other cave experts will do if you find the bear. Draw and write your plans here. So what would you do if you went into the cave and saw the bear? You're going to have to use your imagination. Think, what would you actually do in that situation? I'd probably run away, but you're probably a little bit braver than me. Add a list of things you will need to take with you for this plan to work. So we could take some of those things with us that I've just mentioned, couldn't we? It says the team will need. So we're going to draw a picture here of what we will do if we see the bear. I'll leave that up to you. And I'm going to concentrate on what sort of things we can bring. But sometimes when you're writing a list of things, there's an important little thing which you need to use in a list which we have not done before. And it's part of year 2, but I thought we might as well have a go. And it's called a comma. It's in the type of punctuation. And a comma is sort of like a full stop. It tells you when to take a little break to breathe, but a little pause, but not as long as you do for when it's a full stop, okay? So I'm going to read you a couple of sentences now, and you can tell me if they sound right. So let me skip on here. Okay. I'm going to read you this sentence, and we're going to see how we can make it better. The fruit bowl has oranges and bananas and pears and kiwis and apples in it. Well, the sentence makes sense, but the problem that I can see is this person has used and over and over again. Look, they've used 1, 2, 3, 4 times. You can only use and once in a sentence, and they've used it 4 times. It only really makes sense to use it once. Let's see how they could fix that sentence. So they've got rid of all the ands. Let's read it and see if it makes sense now. The fruit bowl has oranges, bananas, pears, kiwis, apples in it. Very, very hard to read, guys. And that's where the comma's going to come in. We're going to put a comma in between each item on this list, and that will make it easier to read. So let's see what happens when we put the commas in. Okay. We've put the commas in after each item, not before each item. So our first item was oranges, so we have put the fruit bowl has oranges, comma, bananas, comma, pears, comma. Then when you've got your last 2 things, you do kiwis, but instead of a comma, you're going to have your and there, because you're allowed to use one and in the sentence. So it'll be a little bit easier for me to explain that. I'll read a couple of sentences for you, and then we'll go do a couple of our own, and then we will try and do that for our list of cave equipment. Okay, so let's read this one. The cockerel's feathers were brown, comma, green, comma, orange and blue. The road was busy, comma, noisy and full of activity. So you only have a comma up until your last 2 things, and then you're going to use and between them, but I will explain that now. So I have written some sentences here on the screen, and my first sentence is about games I like to play, and it says I like playing tag and basketball and football and dodgeball. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 activities that I like to play. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that and I'm going to change it to a comma. I'm going to show you where. Well, let's get rid of all the ands first of all, just like they did before. I'll read my sentence now and see if it makes sense. I like playing tag, basketball, football and dodgeball. Now because I don't have any commas in there, there's nowhere for me to take a break, which means it's very hard to read the sentence, and the sentence doesn't sound that great. So I'm going to put a comma in. I'll do that in a different colour so we can see it nice and clearly. I'm going to put a comma in between each activity. So you don't want to put the comma in before the activity. So what is my first game there? Look at my sentence. What's the first game that I like to play where I could put a comma after? Well, I hear lots of people saying at home, it is tag. Okay, so put the comma in there. It is tag. I'll put that in red. Okay. What's my next game? Well, my next game is basketball, so I'll put another comma in. Tag, basketball, and I've got 2 left. Tag, basketball, football, dodgeball. Because I've only got 2 left, I can put the word and in there instead, because I don't need to put a comma, because I am allowed to have 1 and per sentence. So let me read that. I like playing tag, comma, basketball, comma, football and dodgeball. So you don't need a comma for your last little bit. you need an and instead. Let me try again. We've got another one here. So my next sentence says, I like to talk to Yashvi and Albert and Xander and Alex and Harmony. Just 5 of the people I like to talk to everyone in class, but I've just picked 5 of them this time. So let's get rid of all our ands, because we can't use and over and over again, can we? Okay, so I'm going to say, I like to talk to Yashvi. I'm going to do my comma. Albert, and another comma after Albert, because he's on my list. Make sure that one's nice and red so you can see it as well. Xander, another comma. Alex, Harmony. What am I going to put between Alex and Harmony when they're my last 2 things? I'm going to put that joining word and, because I'm allowed to now. I'll make that red as well. So, you're not expected year 1 to be able to use commas and lists in year 1, but you are in year 2. So it's good. This is good practice anyway. Even if you don't manage to do it perfectly today, it's still good practice. So let's have a look at our task again. Back to our task. And it says, the team will need. So I'm going to write things I need. I'm actually going to write I will need instead of the team, because we are the team, okay? So I will need, what will I need to take to a cave? I will need, my first item, I'm going to say that I will need a head torch. It's going to be dark in there, isn't it? A head torch. And because that's my first item on my list, I'm going to add my comment in, okay? After it. Oh, well, you can see that I'll do it quite big. Okay. I will need a head torch. What else will I need in a cave? I might need some sort of snacks, because I might get hungry in there. I'm going to need something to keep me warm. I'm going to say I will need a head torch, a flask of tea, maybe to keep me warm. And remember, you don't need to use the things that they've given you on the list. You can think of anything you would take to a cave. So I will need a head torch, a flask of tea. I'm going to do another comma there because it's another item on my list. Okay, let me see if I can think of 3 more things for my list. Oh, you know what, I'm definitely going to need my hiking boots, because you don't want to get any ankle injuries or anything. So hiking boots. Let's try and get 2 more things. So I'm going to come after that. Comma after my item on the list. I'm going to go for 2 more things that I need in the cave. A rope, in case I get stuck somewhere. A rope. Remember, split that gap. Rope. I'm going to go for 1 more thing. Now remember, if I've only got 1 more thing on my list, I can use my joining word and, because I don't need to use a comma anymore. And what will I bring for my last thing? Maybe something loud to scare the bear or any beasts that are in the cave away. I'm going to say, and horn, because I don't think animals like loud noises, so that might scare them away, especially if they're very ferocious beasts like the one we've been warned about. So that's all I want you to do today, guys. I want you to try and write a list of things that you would take to the cave if you were going looking to see what was in there. And also, you can draw a picture of those things up here, and you could also draw a picture of what you would do if you do see a wild, crazy animal in the cave, okay? And best of luck with that. Looking forward to seeing some of your ideas and to see if anyone can manage to put some commas in the list. Don't worry if you can't. If you can't, just concentrate on your spelling in your list, okay? Try not to copy the words from the pictures. I've just given them to give you some ideas. Maybe just look at them and then try and spell them yourself by using your phonics, okay? So best of luck with that. Take it easy.